Hi. If you've done what I've done and forgot to plant your spring bulbs in the fall before the ground got hard, you can still get those beautiful spring bulbs by forcing them like a lot of people do inside. Any spring flowering bulbs that you force inside are going to need a chilling period, usually about 10 to 15 weeks at 35 to 45 degrees Fahrenheit. You can do this in the refrigerator as long as you don't have ripening fruit in there, or you can put them in an unheated shed or garage, any place that doesn't get below freezing. And as soon as that cooling period is over, you can bring them out and start forcing them. I'm going to show you 3 methods today. The first one is just simply in a forcing vase. And a forcing vase can be anything like a little jar with a narrow neck and a little lip at the top. And what you're going to do, and hyacinths work great for this because they're perfectly round, but all you need to do is set that bulb right in there so that it holds right there on the lip, and pour a little water in. And you want the water to fit on the basal plate of the bulb. Now the basal plate is right where the roots come out, and you want that part moist, but you don't want the whole bulb sitting in water. And then you set this in the dark for about 2 or 3 days. When you start seeing some roots form, then you can pull it out and put it in a sunny window, and it'll continue to grow and bloom. If you do a daffodil, something with a more misshapen bulb, use a vase with a neck that's a little longer, so it'll hold it in place. The next method is on rocks, or you can use marbles, stones, chipped glass, anything you like. But that's as easy as, and it works better with the misshapen bulbs too, because all you do is you set them down in and kind of wiggle them into the rock. I'm going to do 5 of them, and you can put them really close. I'm not going to put all 5 of them in. And then you can put a little extra rock all around just to hold them in place a little bit. But their roots will grow into that water. We're going to put some water in the bottom. Roots will grow into that, and that's going to hold them all in place. And again, we're just going to water just enough till the water level is at the basal plate of the bulb, so right on where the roots form. If you get a little full, that's okay, it'll evaporate. But you want it to be just moist. Again, put that in the dark for a few days until the roots start to grow. And then as soon as you start to see some sprouts coming up, pull them out into a sunny window. And the last method I'm going to show you is to just simply plant them in a pot of soil. Make sure you use a pot with a drainage hole, and you're just going to put enough soil in there so that you can get the bulbs in. You can pack them pretty tight. And if you're using tulips, a lot of times they have a flat side. If you've got, identify that flat side, put it towards the outside of the pot so that your foliage will grow to the outside. And you can pack those in pretty close, a lot tighter than you can outside. And you don't want to cover them clear, when you put soil back in, don't leave the little noses out exposed, and they'll pop up better. Now you can chill them inside in your refrigerator or in a shed after you've planted, or you can do that prior to planting like I've done here. These have been in the refrigerator for about 15 weeks. Just give them a light covering, and then kind of shake it down a little bit, water them, set those aside in a cool, not dark place, but a shady spot for a couple of days. And when you start seeing sprouts and they're about 1 inch tall, pop them into a sunny spot. And in a few weeks, it usually takes about 3 to 5 weeks for your spring flowering bulbs to get to a blooming stage. And you'll enjoy that in anywhere from late winter to early spring.